Man, speaking of people that feel like stuff is old to you, you sent me the clip of Kobe, best friend. You want to jump into that?
Yeah, we can get into that.
So look, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna put it on the mic and see if it'll come through. And you let me know how it sounds. If it sounds like crap, forget it. I'll just, quote him.
I don't want no handouts. I don't want no money.
This
I
is
don't
Kobe's
want
best friend.
This is what I need you to do.
From high school.
I'm out here struggling. I got 2 kids. I got a family, man. All I want to do is go back with you. You get me out there, LA somewhere, man. Put me with somebody where I can make my own money. You just like get me in, and I'm working for somebody, or I'm doing something or a business, anything to benefit myself. So, and I don't want nothing free. I don't want to work. I don't want to do nothing but work for it. He Kobe Bryant. He could put me with anybody. But or he could do it himself. Put me as a security on the security team, anything. We were super tight. There's no way he shouldn't do this for me. So I said that to him. He said, "Oh yeah, that'll be no problem, no problem." I'm like, "Yo, I need a number. I don't got no number on you. How me get back to you?" He gives me a phone number. I'm happy as hell. I'm happy now. I'm like, I'm my man wouldn't much my man. I'm back with my guy. I'm about to get out of here. I'm amped up. He leave. I go back to the house. The next day I call. It's an assistant dude's phone number. It's not even him. Not getting him on the phone. I can't never get to me. I'm still doing my thing to survive, but that's in the back of my mind. Like, man, my man might come and get me. It's like a dream type of thing. Just in the back of my head because he's one of my best friends, period. Like, but nah, that's not what happened. I went to his cousin. His cousin came to me. He said, "Kev, I'm going to tell you something about this guy. Dude is a certified piece of shit. The man never did nothing for nobody in his family. Like he got a $500 million empire. His sisters was working regular jobs. You see his mom and them got to fucking sell memorabilia and shit. But even when he was home, remember that memorabilia shit? That's because dude just a certified. He just don't care about nobody but his wife and them and a new family. One thing.
Now, that right there goes to the mentality of, back to what we were talking about with the gentrification subject. You know what I mean? Just people feeling like somebody else got to do it. Hey, look, man, don't you ever no man, talking to the men, ever let it fly out your mouth, "My man gonna come save me." You know how weak you sound? You know how weak you sound as a man? As a man, this man is gonna come save me. Save me from what? From my bills and my financial responsibilities?
My responsibilities for my life. You know what I'm saying? How crazy does that sound? How crazy does that sound? And you know what's funny? Like, if you go back to the very first statement he makes, "I don't need no handout, or I don't want you to do anything for me, but I need you to." Yeah. You just completely contradicted everything you said. And that's the mentality. It's like people thinking that, hey, I'm not asking for anything when they're asking for things. You know what I'm saying? Other than you going out and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps in a sense and putting your fingers in the dirt and getting it done as a man. Now with that said, if you do have a friend or somebody who loves to look out for you, great. You know what I'm saying? But you can't expect that to be everybody's character, for one, or you can't expect for that to be a normalcy that somebody is going to come save you for something. It's not their responsibility, even if that is your best friend, your brother, your cousin, family member, whoever. It's not their responsibility to do that for you. Now, if they feel like they owe back to the person who put them in position, then that might be some kind of ownership there to say, "Hey, look, out of respect for you getting me here," you know what I'm saying? Because Kobe didn't get to where he is all by himself, right? Somebody had to pour into him. If he owes anybody, he owes maybe those people who poured into him to make sure that he was able to get to a point of where he is. And even still then, those people who poured into him shouldn't have been poured into him with the expectation of receiving anything. So whether he gives back to them or not, he doesn't even have to, because we don't do what we do for people. You don't owe them anything, honestly, but a thank you and some gratitude. That's about it. That's about it. Man. So for your mans who didn't even help put you in position to get to where you at, you definitely don't owe him anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for us talking about black men who some of us have that expectation that, hey, if you get on, you better put me on. Like, oh wow, and Cam and Mace. Speaking of that whole dynamic, that was an issue with Cam and Mace back in the day until Cam kind of matured and understood the whole process of things. So that man really didn't owe me anything, but then what he did do for me was more than enough. It was more than enough.
Put you on the biggie. I put you on the
Mm-hmm.
big. Your whole career started from that moment. That's
Yeah.
it. Drop.
Yeah. Got me.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it, man. You don't. Hey, look, man. Is Kobe selfish? Yeah, he's selfish, man. He's a selfish dude. He was a selfish dude, and that's part of. I say this, and I don't know if I said it on the show, but people say people have good traits and bad traits. No, we just have traits, and some traits get used in situations that allow them to look like positive traits, and sometimes those same traits are put in scenarios where they're not as positive, and they end up becoming your bad. Your good is your bad, and your bad is your good. They're just traits. His selfishness allowed him to lock in, focus, and work on his craft till he became the greatest of all time when he really wasn't supposed to be one of the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? But he worked himself to that through his selfishness. Now, that same selfishness can be a bad trait when presented in your social life. But hey, man, it is what it is, man. He didn't owe it to nobody. Like, would it have been nice? Yeah, it'd have been nice.
Would have been nice.
Could it be viewed as the right thing to do in some situations? Yeah, it could be viewed, but it ain't. It's not obligatory. Like, at the end of the day, like, and that's what it comes down to. Let's say, for instance, you have a situation where you're gonna come into potentially billions of dollars. As my guy, you don't. Be nice if you looked out for me, but we can continue our relationship if you don't. You know what I'm saying? And you come into it because you don't owe me that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for somebody else to save my life. Like, that's my responsibility. And if they save theirs and not mine, so be it. When you on a plane, what do they say? Do get yourself with the mask on first before you help somebody else.
Help somebody else.
You are responsible for yourself. Like, first and foremost. And if you do anything extra, you did extra, but you're not obligated to extra. Like, people be tripping.
And the crazy thing is for him to speak on this after Kobe ain't here, I guarantee he wouldn't have said that if Kobe was still here. Why? Because
the door would still be open to get that money.
Still be open. Now that the door was closed and he know he ain't getting nothing, now chatter all day. But that's the crazy thing. So which shows Kobe probably did the right thing by not giving him anything. Because if that was truly your man, you sucker mentality, sucker traits, like, you didn't deserve that anyway. If you can fix your mouth to say that about your man's, regardless of how
he
much
only
money
looked out for his family and his wife, his immediate family, his wife and his kids. He only looked out for his wife and his kids. He didn't look out for nobody else.
That's what he would. That's who he owed. That's what he was supposed to do, and that's what you should be doing. Right. Go look out for your wife and kids. Go work hard. Go lock in. Have that same Mamba mentality to go get the same, not necessarily the same level of success, but your version of it for who you are and the people that you are charged to lead. You know, I just hate seeing stuff like that, and that's not the first example I've ever seen like that, even in a personal sense. You know what I'm saying? With friends of mine that I've had in the past, and like, man, why you ain't doing this for me? You know what I'm saying? I'm in a tough spot, but you made your decision, us at the same age and the same grade, to go this way and for me to go that way. Don't mean my road ain't been tough. It ain't been hard, and I ain't had to grind and sweat and tears and blood and all that stuff that I had to give up to make it where I'm at. And you went through this hard route and you're having a hard time. Guess what? We both got two hearts. You got your heart, I got my heart. Pause. But but just because your heart is not leading to any residual, and mine is, I owe you. Kobe went through a hard route. He worked hard. He sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
You going through a hard route. Kobe don't owe you nothing. That your man's who's working hard to get to where he needs to get to take care of his family, take care of himself, and put himself in a position. I don't owe you nothing. Both you guys had a certain path. You both had certain hardships. It's just one hardship resulted in an abundance of this, and yours resulted in an abundance of some negatives. That's your ownership.